Rest in peace, Death Note reactions. And Nisei reactions, but no one cares about that. There's like 12 people watching that, so no one's really begging for it. But this is the state of affairs right now, right? Last Death Note reaction we uploaded, when was it? Let's look at it. Right, this is the beginning of a new season, and if you're brand new here, then you're gonna be wondering what the hell's going on, right? If we look at the upload 4 days ago, right? Nisei and Death Note 4 days ago, bang, bang. And the problem is you need to understand that every day, right? Every day, there are 5 deliverables, as in 5 videos that goes, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And the 5th video is usually second channel content, right? This is Kaka TV2. If you don't know, right? Boom, right there. Kaka, second channel content, right? I'll just write second channel, right? Second channel. Some of you still don't know how the hell that I have a second channel, but like I do have a second channel, and low key is better than my main channel in terms of average viewership, because again, it's an experimental channel where we focus on just one thing so we can scale off the recommendations really hard. But this is a quota, right? So boom, that's the second channel. These are the main channel content. In the main channel content, the optimal workflow is usually like this, right? It's usually like, come on, let me just draw in this here. Boom. Let's close these off because the colors are not going to fill in. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. And the blue represents, what is it? Right? These are community seasonal content. Sorry, not community series. Seasonal content, right? As in these. And in the beginning of a new season, we always check out every single new show that I personally think is going to hit, that I personally am interested in. Shotgun approach. There's no plan. So right now, it's actually everything is seasonal in the first couple weeks. But the optimal outflow, the workflow, right, is this one here. Usually, this is going to be community series, right? And if you don't know what that is, it is the series that you guys literally vote in, right? These are working off of trends, right? It's important to hit the new audience coming in, as well as people that have found me due to the new trends. But then if you only work with the tourist content, you will not have a community forming. That's why we have retention, right? The goal is to make these people not just leave, right? The goal isn't for these people to watch these seasonal content and then just leave at the end of the season. No. We're trying to get people involved here. But the issue is, right? I talked about how I want to focus on just one single community series. Back in the day, we juggled like 2, right? And the issue with juggling 2 series is that you start to lose momentum. And it's not like having daily uploads is the most important thing, but you still need to have some sort of consistent structure. And the more that like you have new stuff to try out, it's really hard to get, again, everything going. And in the beginning of a new season, rather than this setup happening, what happens is everything becomes a seasonal content, and we're so fucking behind. Like, here are some animes that we still haven't even watched just yet, right? I mean, today alone, right? I'm just gonna show you some of the stuff. Like, we're so fucking behind that, like, here, we gotta watch this one. Dad is the Hero, Mom is the Spirit, I'm the Reincarnator. I was gonna check these 2 out, but we're gonna probably just not even check it out because there's too many things happening. Uma Musume, copyright issue, so we're not touching that. We already watched My Friend's Little Sister. Rama came out yesterday, still have to do that, right? Ganoshi is gonna come out in 5 days, we'll have to do that later on. Banishment of Court, we already checked that out, right? This is the romance anime that we haven't checked out, but I thought I was going. We already did Sanda, right? We did the backstab stuff. There is second episode of like, you know, May I Ask for One Last Thing, right? There's also like fucking, what's it called? There's like, basically, I am so behind right now because we're trying to check out a lot of these different shows, and a lot of the shows are hitting. In the beginning of a brand new season, like, usually most shows do really well. But it's all the tourists coming in, and eventually, by 3rd or 4th week, what happens is a lot of shows get dropped. There's copyright issues, or people just don't care about some shows, and then we get this back. But the issue, again, is the fact that we're juggling Death Note and Nisei, right? Death Note and Nisei. Lucky thing about Nisei is that Nisei is, we are, I think, about halfway done, right? This is like a 11 episode series, And I think that we are like, I think like 6 done or something. So we're pretty much almost there. Death Note, it's going to be a consistent thing that's going to happen. But the issue is, again, if you are expecting daily uploads, it ain't happening. We need to check out the new stuff happening, which is more critical. These are time-sensitive content that we're going to check out once the dust settles. Once we figure out exactly which shows we'll be keeping, there's going to be more slots, right? And throughout the week, right? Like throughout the week of, let's say, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Friday, Saturday, right? Sunday, right? In these categories, right? In these categories, like basically maybe like every other day, I don't know. I honestly have no clue. This is just how it works in the beginning of a new season. It's chaotic. We're trying everything new. Everything is popping off, but give it like 2 to 3 weeks and things should return to normal. It doesn't mean that we're not going to watch Death Note for 2 to 3 weeks though. It just means that like upload schedules for Nisei and Death Note will be very erratic. And it's going to happen maybe like every 3 to 4 days. Who knows? But once we get a proper footing, then these will get back in. Game plan is obviously handle these equally, but we're going to be finishing Nisei first because obviously this is 11 episodes, right? And once Nisei is done, there is Neko, which is 4 episodes. I probably won't go in immediately if I think that it's too packed. If it turns out that a lot of this seasonal content we're checking out is fraudulent, then there is the opportunity to juggle 2 separate community series. But I really prefer to have just one thing going, right? Because it's already hard enough, again, to have like the likelihood of us having like my ideal setup is every day there's like 3 new shows we're watching that people care about, as well as 1 community series to continue going that forward, right? But even with that format, now we're off juggling Death Note and Nisei, right? Like back and forth. So that's like every other upload. But the goal is finish Nisei, hold off on Neko. If the slots permit it, then I will try to do both Death Note and Neko at the same time. Even if Monogatari does really bad, it's not that it's doing really bad. It's doing very like mediocre, less than average for sure compared to the other shows that we're watching. But it's fine because I enjoyed it a lot. And I think that in due time, we'll actually be able to cover a decent chunk of it. But I'm not just going to go into Neko right away. Focus on Death Note. Focus on the other seasonal content. And if enough slots open up, maybe we can bring in Neko in tandem and see if we can juggle stuff. But that's the game plan. So stop fucking asking for Death Note reactions. One of the fastest way that I guarantee you, if you comment this, you will be banned. Basically, you ask, when is this reaction happening? Why haven't you uploaded something? I see a comment like that, I immediately delete you off of the existence. You can still watch the videos, but the last thing I'm gonna have is a culture where fucking little ungrateful monkeys all band together to scream and screech at like a content creator spreading news about how they got hit in a fucking car crash. I'll never forget that one community post where shoutouts to Neil Desai, bro. Shoutouts to Neil Desai. This dude literally fucking made a community post about how he got in a car crash and that he's in the hospital and that he's going to have some days off before new uploads. And you have ungrateful fucks in the post saying, when are you uploading this next? When are these reactions happening? I see that shit and I'm like, you are just fucking cancer. I will never, ever allow that stuff to happen. So that's why I immediately banned that shit. But anyways, we're going on a rant about monkeys right now. That's the game plan, okay? So Death Note Nisei, hold tight. It's coming. But it's going to come at a very slow rate. And things will be better in a couple weeks.